Straight ahead on 12 News, an Osseo business stamps out a goodbye.
We hung on as long as we could. We just knew that it was time to go.
Plus, a legislative vote on a controversial power line project affecting residents in Plymouth. But first,
people in Brooklyn Park will not only be able to see and hear emergency vehicles coming, they'll be able to feel it as well. 12 News starts right now.
The Brooklyn Park Fire Department has a new device to alert motorists about emergencies.
It's called the Rumbler, and it does just that. Sonia Goen shows us how it works.
It's a siren that will make people sit up and take notice. The so-called Rumbler adds a low-frequency tone that's so strong it can penetrate car doors and windows.
The Rumbler is an add-on device that emits a directional and just different sound type and sound wave than our traditional sirens do.
Combine the Rumbler and a standard siren, and the effect is hard to ignore.
Well, certainly people are noticing the vehicle. It's a different sound.
The Rumbler is mounted underneath the front bumper area. It's so powerful, it can be heard and felt up to 200 feet away.
When you hear it, you can hear the distinction. It's not like a normal siren, and so it catches your attention.
Most vehicles these days are so soundproof, making it hard to hear outside noise. And that's a problem for emergency crews.
It seems to me that we're having an increased number of calls where vehicles are not aware that an emergency response vehicle is approaching them until we're right behind them.
But that's not the case with the Rumbler. Even with the music blasting, we were still able to sense the siren.
All right, add the Rumbler. If we were able to drown out the regular siren with a combination of enough volume here, but that Rumbler still came in over top.
Some residents in Brooklyn Park have been startled by the strange sound.
Someone called and suggested that maybe our sirens weren't working.
Officials say they've seen a difference since adding the device.
We have noticed that it is an effective way of getting more traffic to clear for us.
Now, the Brooklyn Park Fire Department installed the Rumbler on 2 new rescue vehicles earlier this year. The results have been so good, the department is considering adding the device to more vehicles. And Mike and Alex, the chief told me that the device has even helped to cut down on response time because more people are paying attention to it.
Get out of the way.
Get out of the way.
You'll hear it and feel it, I suppose. All right.
Thanks, Sonia. A Delano man is accused of leading Golden Valley Police on a high-speed chase and nearly striking the vehicle of an off-duty officer. John Werdeman led Golden Valley Police on a 10-mile chase that ended in Orono. Police had to use spike sticks to puncture his vehicle's tires and get him to stop. A criminal complaint revealed that Werdeman failed a breath test for alcohol. Werdeman has 7 previous DWI convictions.
Opponents of the Hollydale power line project scored a victory at the state capitol that could make it more difficult for power companies to bring high voltage lines through their neighborhoods. The Senate voted unanimously to approve a bill by DFL lawmaker Terry Bonoff that would put the burden of proof on Xcel and Great River Energy companies to show that the high voltage Hollydale power lines are needed and that no other feasible alternative exists. Residents in Medina and Plymouth are concerned the proposed 115 kilovolt power lines would run right through their neighborhoods and negatively impact the environment and property values. Today's Senate vote is one step in slowing down that project proposal.
Xcel would have to prove beyond a clear and convincing doubt that this was needed.
The bill still needs House approval before it could take effect.
The only Mini Cooper dealership in the Twin Cities is officially on the move to Golden Valley. Last night, the Golden Valley City Council approved plans by Mini Cooper to tear down the former Oldsmobile building along I-394 west of Menards. In its place, Mini Cooper will build a significantly larger building. The current dealership in Bloomington will move to the Golden Valley site. The project is expected to add about 50 jobs to the Golden Valley area.
A meeting will take place Monday morning to come up with strategies to improve water quality throughout the Twin Lake system. Representatives from Robbinsdale, Crystal, and Brooklyn Center, which are a part of the Twin Lake watershed, are expected to attend. The main issues with upper, middle, and lower Twin Lake are invasive aquatic species such as curly-leaf pondweed and Eurasian water milfoil. Native species such as coontail are also a problem. New test results show no evidence of invasive carp in the Mississippi River near Brooklyn Park, but scientists say there is still a threat. Samples taken from near the Coon Rapids Dam in 2011 showed positive results for silver carp, but scientists say new samples taken last year contain no DNA evidence of Asian carp. Changes in technology may account for the difference, but DNR scientists say it also supports the theory that bighead and silver carp have not yet become established in Minnesota. First, Jack's Bakery in Brooklyn Park, now a craft store in Osseo.
We're Stampin' Mad announced this week that they will close at the end of the month. Reporter Shannon Slatton shows us how the store will be missed.
I make cards, and I make them for every occasion, for everybody.
When Marge Colbath looks for inspiration.
The one thing I like about coming in here is because Julie and Jackie, they always have really great ideas.
She escapes here.
This is my lunch break, and I like to come over here just either for shopping or just come in and look around.
Sometimes more than once a week.
And then talk to, the people who work here, because they become a part of your family after a while. So
when the sign announcing the end went up on the front door this week.
Actually very tearful because, like I say, I come in here all the time, and because there's so much a part of what I do.
So right now we've got the stamps are 50% off.
But the owner of the connected stores Beadberry and We're Stampin' Mad.
So it's been very, very fun.
Is anything but mad about closing.
Oh, we've made a living on rubber stamps, and people can't believe that.
After 19 years of selling crafting products like rubber stamps, paper, beads, and more.
Which kit did you get? Oh, you got the square, yep.
Jackie Farian weathered the first part of the recession.
We are a casualty of the economy.
But after increasing competition from big box and large craft stores.
People are not willing to spend their money, and we can't blame them. And things have just gotten tighter.
So now everything must go.
So these are from manufacturers that don't exist anymore.
Except Jackie's large collection of chicken stamps that she'll keep.
I don't want chickens in my house, but I like these chicken stamps.
Along with the memories of the people she's met.
It's a community. It's ridiculously crazy, but it is a community.
Shoppers stop by for a last purchase.
It's just kind of fun for me to kind of get some ideas as I browse.
Wondering where they'll go next.
There aren't that many places that carry a lot of the things that they do here.
And where they'll find that inspiration.
I will miss them a lot, I love coming here.
In a store known for celebrating life events like a wedding day or a graduation, this store plans to celebrate on its final day, April 27th, with a party for customers. In Osseo, Shannon Slatton, 12 News.
And as Shannon just mentioned, the store does host classes and parties, so it seems fitting their last day will be a party on Saturday, April 27th from 10 to 4.
You hate to see it.
You hate to see it, that's right, small local business.
Yeah.
Still ahead, we meet a standout student in Golden Valley who has a creative way of leaving an impression.
Then later in sports, 6 local players get set for this weekend's Minnesota All-Star Boys Basketball Series.
But first, it's a look at your AccuWeather forecast. If you Googled your name, what would you like to see come up next to it? How about the word leader? Students from the Northwest Suburban Integration School District attended a youth leadership conference at Earl Brown Heritage Center. The conference was a way to learn leadership skills, but also to start thinking about careers. Organizers say the sooner you do that, the better.
I was one of those kids that didn't have this opportunity and didn't learn about colleges until like senior year. So I think it's important for students to begin as early as possible so that they can narrow down options by senior year.
Another interesting topic was learning about your digital footprint, something especially relevant today given all the privacy concerns raised with Facebook. This week's standout student expresses herself best without saying a word.
Renee Bonneau shows you how Perpich senior Eliza Lennard speaks her mind from behind a camera lens.
My style is very raw and very honest to what the subject is.
At 18 years old, Eliza Lennard already has an impressive portfolio.
And a lot of my images are just moments that I've captured.
She got her start doing freelance photography in her hometown of St. Peter. Once at Perpich, her work started getting widespread recognition. Most recently, Eliza received a prestigious national honor for this controversial piece that deals with Mitt Romney's views on women's reproductive rights. And she got a higher award for this photo titled Hold On.
I just think it evokes a feeling of when you're trying to hold on to something that you don't want to let go.
While her strength is still photography,
come on, lady, I just met you.
Eliza's true passion is filmmaking.
I feel like I have a very distinct style in my photo work, and I'm able to do that at a quality level. But I want to be a filmmaker, and I still have a lot to learn.
She's getting plenty of practice and exposure.
She's doing work for the Ericksons, a local music band, so she's creating music videos for them. She's had her videos featured on the Current blog. So lots of different places are seeing her work and are excited about it.
Her teachers say her dedication to her work and her ability to market herself at such a young age are paving Eliza's way for a bright future.
She has the drive and the talent to be really successful, and I'm excited to see where she takes things.
In Golden Valley, Renee Bonneau, 12 News.
And next year, Eliza will join the cinema program at Minneapolis Community and Technical College. She wants to become a cinema photographer someday. Good for her. Coming up, creating in the halls and on the walls of a local college.
But first in sports, a Hopkins girls basketball star competes against the nation's best. Jay Wilcox has that and more when we come back.
Well, if you can get into this basketball game, you got game, as they say, right? This is a big deal.
Yeah, it's pretty rare for somebody from around here or from even Minnesota or the upper Midwest even really to get picked for this game. So definitely a big deal for Nia Coffey. She's been a dominant player in Minnesota, and Wednesday night Hopkins girls basketball star Nia Coffey got a chance to see how she stacks up with the best in the country at the McDonald's All-American girls game. Coffey played for the East team in the game at Chicago's United Center. Nia takes the lead pass here and takes it all the way in for the layup for her only basket of the night. That's worth another look as Coffey finishes the break against a very talented West team. It's really rare for Minnesota to have one player in this game, and this year Coffey's joined by Rebecca Dahlman of Braham, who's headed to Vanderbilt. Northwestern recruit Coffey grabs a nice defensive rebound here, and her on-target outlet pass leads to a layup. But it's the West team winning this one 92-64 as Tennessee recruit Mercedes Russell earns MVP honors. Closer to home, the Minnesota Boys All-Star Basketball Series is this weekend in St. Cloud and St. Paul. 6 players from the Northwest suburbs are part of the 4-team event. Class 4A runner-up Park Center has 2 players in the All-Star games, led by Mr. Basketball winner Quentin Hooker. Hooker averaged 23 points and nearly 10 assists per game for the Pirates and will play for the Green team. His Pirates teammate Devin Buckley is on the Gold team this weekend. Buckley averaged 15 points for the Pirates and had double-doubles in the Pirates' first 2 state tournament wins. Class A runner-up Maranatha Christian Academy also has 2 All-Stars. Isaiah Hansen averaged 18 points and 7 rebounds. He's on the blue team this weekend and is the 4th member of the Hansen family to play in this. Garrison Gillard will play for the Gold team. He averaged 14 points and 3.5 assists for the Mustangs. Bridge Tussler of Osseo is in the blue team. He averaged 15 points and 7 assists this season. Armstrong's Nick O'Hara is on the green team. He averaged 10 points and 5 assists for the Falcons. And here's what some of the local All-Stars had to say about playing in the tournament.
It's going to be really cool. I think it's going to be a fun experience to be around some of the best guys in the state. To be playing on the same team as Mr. Basketball is pretty cool, and I'm really excited to play in a cool arena.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Playing with all the players around the state, all the top players, it's going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to get out there.
Well, the All-Star games on TV are kind of no defense, relaxed, but I think we'll play good defense, and it'll be a hard game to play because the winners play later on in the day on Saturday. So.
My brother Matt, I remember he was in the dunk contest, and that was a lot of fun to watch. And Steven and David also did very well, and I just remember the big stage kind of and all the best players, and it was just a lot of fun. It was something to look forward to.
Games are Friday night at 7 and 8:45 at St. Cloud State and Saturday afternoon at 2:15 and 4 o'clock at McAllister. While Nick O'Hara is taking a couple of days off from his spring team to play in the All-Star Basketball Tournament, his Armstrong baseball team could be pretty solid this spring. The Falcons return all of their infield and much of the pitching from a team that started slow but was playing pretty well by the end of last season. They placed 9th in the Northwest Suburban Conference and won 1 playoff game before losing a 9-inning battle with Wayzata. An added year of experience as many more ready for varsity play and confidence this spring.
Yeah, I feel like we have the momentum from last year. at the end of the season, shifting into this season. So I hope we pick up right there and start off strong.
I think defensively we'll probably be strongest. We return our middle infield, we return our third baseman, we return our first baseman, a little bit in the outfield, and our catcher has been back. This will be his third year behind the plate for us.
I think our defense is solid, no doubt. We got almost everybody coming back besides a few pitchers and outfielders, but if we work on our hitting, we could be a dangerous team.
The Falcons found weather that wasn't a whole lot better than here on their spring trip to Kansas, but still had a good time. They think it's a team that can have success in the postseason.
I'm hoping we can make it to state. Freshman year, I watched our varsity team go to state, and it looked like so much fun playing out on Seaver Field, and I hope we can get there too.
The Falcons' first 2 scheduled games have already been postponed, meaning next week could be a very busy one. They're now slated to open at Elk River on Wednesday. So the plans to go south foiled a little bit. The weather was just kind of so-so where they went, but they still, a lot of great times on that trip anyway.
Great. Thanks a lot, Jay.
Thank you, Jay. Well, still ahead, something that aims to make you think.
That's some impressive artwork when we come back.
Here's a look ahead to Friday's 12 News. 2 junior highs in the Osseo School District will have new principals next school year. We'll introduce you to them. Plus, in Weekend Showcase, a new way to enjoy dinner with your date. We'll show you what's going on at Nana Rosa's. And in sports, it's breakfast at the Dome for the Hopkins and Benilde baseball teams as they start the season indoors. Those stories Friday beginning at 4. Well, if you want to see a show of great creativity, you can find it this month in the halls and on the walls of a local college.
The annual Student Art Exhibit is underway at North Hennepin Community College in Brooklyn Park. 180 different pieces of local art are on display, from painting and photography to ceramics and multimedia. Art instructor Will Agar says he is always amazed by the creativity expressed by students, and anyone who stops by the exhibit this month might be surprised by what they'll find.
In fact, they might even find this is a great opportunity to pick up some nice art for their home, for their office, and all they have to do is approach one of the teachers or the area secretary. We can get into contact with the student.
The art exhibit is on display through April 26th in the Fine Arts Gallery at North Hennepin Community College. Some good-looking pieces over there.
Yeah, it'll stretch your imagination a little bit, and it's really neat stuff. Yeah.
That does it for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
Stay with us. Community Corner is coming up next. We'll see you tomorrow.